Mm. Hey, Socrates. Hopefully you're doing well. Hey, Deacus. Hopefully you're doing well. I'm actually doing quite a bit better. Thank you so much for asking, Decus. And hopefully, at least the mini pizza was okay. Could have been worse. So, that's at least something. Sorry for the quietness. Had to take care of a couple of things, so I didn't want to make everyone listen to loud noises. But that's taken care of. And looks like our ad is actually about to start, so let's go ahead and get that sucker out of the way. And at least a couple of bits of news above anything when we get back, but we'll delve into that when we do. So I will see you all in 3 minutes. I don't think I'll ever get that actually fixed at this point. At least when it comes to Discord. Leaving that aside for now. Hello, all my lovely Pueblos. I do hope you're enjoying yourselves this lovely evening. I am so terribly sorry for taking the little hiatus, technically, quote-unquote, that I had to take. My mind was just not in the right place. I needed a little bit of time to myself, so hopefully y'all can forgive your chief, and hopefully I can make it up to y'all. And don't worry, I understand my own personal needs and health and mental state do take priority, but at the same time, it does make me kind of sad that I can't see you all. I can't entertain you all, so it's my own little thing. You'll have to forgive me for actually being like that. But above anything, I will say at the very least, there is 2 pieces of information, at least in news-wise, that I've come across. Give me a second. There we go. So, this is the first piece of information. I'm unaware if some of y'all know this. I know I showed this to at least 1 or 2 of y'all. But, when it concerns with Expedition Clair Obscure, Expedition 33, they have actually received the French cultural honor of being knighted. So a huge congratulations to them. That is one of the highest honors they could have gotten. Honestly, I really am trying to plan to actually play that game myself. I have not actually gotten into it. I have played maybe a very like the tail beginning of it, basically. I've only just actually touched the tip. I wanted to actually see like the aesthetic wise and maybe like it's a tutorial combat. I'm all for it, but story wise and everything else, I am completely blind to. If anyone spoils it for you, I will kill them. Careful, Decus. Your little murderous spouse trait is showing again from Cult of the Lamb. But yes, I am completely blind to it. All of the videos that have been pertaining about it, I actually don't know anything about it being story-wise. Like, I don't know the characters, I don't know the plot, even though I do know, like, I think it's like supposed to be like a fantasy world or something like that. Like, I have no clue about it. So, when I do actually play it, Decus is actually going to be the one that is going to be joining me with it, since he wants to experience my reactions to all of it. But, yes, let's go ahead and read this real quick. The development team behind Clair Obscure Expedition 33 have been given the status of Knight under the French Order of Arts and Letters in recognition of their significant contribution to the country's art and culture. Huge congratulations to them. Yes, I do. I will relive the game vicariously through you. Oh, it's going to be a trip when I actually do that. I'm actually honestly thinking about replacing it when I get done with either I might try and start it after I get done with Lonesome Guild, or when I get done with Cult of the Lamb. Because apparently I'm getting close to the ending already when it concerns story-wise. Getting everything else, like all of the extra bits and tedious and stuff like that, that's going to take some time. But that can always just be like an on and off thing with it, so. Either way, Clair Obscure Expedition 33, the game is actually going to be starting soon with me, at least. I'm just unsure when, but when I make the updates for my schedule, which I wanted to talk to Decus about, actually, which I'll probably do with you in a DM above anything about. When it concerns my schedule, you'll be You will all understand that when I do it, it will be put into the schedule. Until then, right now, I'm just dealing with what I got, simply because there's still Baldur's Gate 3 I have to severely get back into. And right now, it's just been taking a hiatus while I take care of these other games. But regardless, French studio Sandfall Interactive revealed the news this week via a post on LinkedIn, which included photos of the proud team wearing medals bestowed upon them by the French Ministry of Culture. Oh, hey, Pillow. Welcome on in. Hopefully you're doing well. While somewhat similar to a British knighthood, the French Order of Arts and Letters does not allow holders to add a Sir to their names. Still, it is a prestigious form of recognition awarded to just 200 people worldwide each year for their work creating something of outstanding cultural significance. They all look so prim and proper. Since the launch in April 2025, the game has received a universal acclaim from fans and critics alike. Won a record 9 of the 13 nominations it received at last year's Game Awards. And here on IGN, meanwhile, we crowned it as our game of 2025. Okay, so they got it here. Better give a knighthood to the dog that works there. Aww. I'm sure the pupper actually got knighted. From expeditioners to knights. We were received yesterday at the Ministry of Culture to celebrate our game, Claire Obscure Expedition 33. As such, the members of Sandfall Interactive were awarded the Order of Arts and Letters. This distinction honors us, and our deepest thanks go especially to our team who shaped this world and to the millions of players who have brought it to life. We hope that our journey will inspire all those who wish to take the plunge and create their own work. Recognition by the French Ministry of Culture for work in the field of video games is rare, and for an entire studio of people to be recognized is completely unique. Honor of Knight status was first bestowed upon a game creator back in 2006 when Rayman, Rabbids and Beyond Good and Evil designer Michael Ansel received the honor alongside Nintendo legend Shigeru Miyamoto and Alone in the Dark creator Frederick Reynal. Nintendo's veteran Zelda producer Eiji Aonuma was similarly honored in 2023, meanwhile. Wearing its inspirations on its sleeve, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 paints itself into the pantheon of great RPGs with a brilliant combat system and a gripping and harrowing story. It is being dubbed as a modern RPG classic. So, very wonderful. Kudos to every single one of their team. They really did a tremendous work. And I really hope I can actually experience it once I get done with at least one or two of the games I'm currently working on. Hopefully I can be able to get to it maybe when Lonesome Guild actually gets done. But we will have to see about that. I'm currently on the tail end of it. I just don't know how much further I have to get through it. The other thing of note that I wanted to bring to attention, because this actually caught my eye as soon as I found it on social media, is this is coming from Twitter. Oh, okay. This is sort of a joke thing. This tweet is a lie, by the way. Copy. Okay. If one could only. It would have been interesting if this was actually true. Copied off of the other joke for Deadlock. Okay. So, we'll scrap that. It was interesting when I first saw it. I didn't really look into the details. Kind of got caught up in it, but what can you do? Information, lies, it's going to be all over the freaking internet these days. Ugh. Alrighty. Netflix adaptation joke me. Yeah, basically. It's been running rampant these days. I got played by that once too. It sucks, but it is what it is. It would have been interesting, but eh. Alrighty. Always sounds real because Netflix does take on obscure projects from time to time, especially if they're based on popular IPs. That's true. I'm not that saddened about it, truth be told, but at the same time, eh. I mean, kind of got me a little, so I'll admit that. Let's see here. While the game loads, I can look through any other news to see if there's anything worth it. Oh, well, that's not surprising. Roblox got banned in yet another country. Which country we're talking about? They got banned in Egypt. Calling for regulation on Roblox. So, Egyptian Senator Walaa Hermas Radwanid, sorry if I butchered that name, calling for regulation on Roblox, sharing concerns regarding the game's impact on kids' morals and educational values, as well as the ability for kids to have direct communication with strangers. Shocker. Roblox CEO pretty much admitted he's not going to stop the pedos on there or work with police to catch them. I'm not effing surprised. They don't really give a the CEO really does not give a shit anymore. And quite honestly, I can't wait for the entirety of Roblox to just get entirely banned altogether. It probably won't happen in the US, but I sincerely hope it just gets completely banned everywhere else. It's like the worst version of the meme. Why not? But yeah, basically. Actually saw... get this stuff away from me. I actually saw a video of the spokesperson at one of their presentations try to convince the audience and investors that they should have an 18+ dating scene in their one. Excuse me, 1 second. Yeah! I'm sorry. I had to get out of my system. What? That's just wrong. Oh, that's just horribly wrong. Where kids can... I'm gonna pop a blood vessel if I keep going. What is going on? You are taking way too long, Lonesome Guild. Try it again. All right, this whole thing happened. I guess while I'm waiting on the game to actually be done, for those of you that do not know, Ashes of Creation. Apparently it was promising, but now it's just dead. And for those of you that don't know, Ashes of Creation began in development in 2017 with a Kickstarter campaign and ended up raising over $3.2 million. Launched into early access in December for $50. A little over a month later, Intrepid Studios took to Discord to announce the studio's collapse. Crowdfunding games missing the mark and shutting down soon after launch isn't exactly an unprecedented situation. 2023, also highly anticipated the day before, a zombie survival game, turned out to be something entirely different than what the developers originally advertised. As started as Steam's most anticipated title, only to shut down its servers and issue refunds after release. In that instance, Steam did issue refunds. Stands to reason that Ashes of Creation taking a similar trajectory. Players can probably expect refunds to be issued. Steam officials have not responded to emails from Game Rant about the situation. However, it looks like players are reporting their requests for refunds going through. Tried to apply for a refund 3 times, got denied, opened a 4th and final attempt to get a human to review, and got a human reply. They clarified that they had 10 hours of game time, which is outside the standard 2-hour limit. Another player commented, yeah, I don't think mine will be accepted with 200 hours. According to Steam's refund policy, pre-release purchases still follow the 2-hour playtime refund limit, but the 14-day refund window doesn't start until the game officially launches. Let's see here. Ashes of Creation. Give me a second. Nope. That's not it. There we go. Ashes of Creation, just Ashen of Women. Yeah, basically. As we've been covering over the weekend, Intrepid Steven Sheriff told players that he and his top devs had resigned in protest over what he characterized as some sort of hostile takeover by what we assume is his investor board. As layoffs and rumors flew, Sheriff hasn't given more info, saying only that the truth will out in his upcoming legal filing. Now, Margaret Crone, Intrepid's now former Director of Communications and Marketing, has posted to LinkedIn and Reddit an explanation on the timeline from her perspective. Her formal account of the last week doesn't actually include any names or pin blame on any one person or group of people. Passive language construction, however, makes clear that someone at the company told her about major layoffs. 100 devs, what we think would have been about 40% of the company, on January 28th. On the 30th, those devs were informed and the company was preparing to move forward. But on the 31st, she says the remaining devs, including her, were informed they were also being laid off without pay. On January 31st, we were all informed via a confusing email that we would be laid off along with a warn notice. It's still shocking. The entire studio gathered to try to understand what had happened and what it meant for our future. In the end, none of us are receiving our final paychecks. The 60 days notice and pay outlined under the Warrant Act, PTO payouts, or other compensation owed. Rest of her letter describes her emotion for her team and plans to host a job fair for the 250-odd intrepid people now out of work. Again, Crone does not mention or single out Stephen Sheriff or anyone on the alleged board as an actor in the story, nor does she describe herself as one of the core staff who are allegedly part of Sheriff's mass resignation. She does, however, say further down the thread that what they are doing is illegal, a reference, we assume, to whoever is not paying staff for time worked. Commenters peppered her with more questions, but she said she has no insight into what happened and has no idea what's going on with the IP now. She also replied directly to one player asking about Sheriff, saying, "From my experience, Stephen was always kind, generous, and looked out for us. This has been heartbreaking." On Reddit, at least one game dev now trying to hire some intrepid staff confirmed that some of the workers he's spoken to had not been paid in 6 weeks, which again suggests much deeper problems than Sheriff has let on in the lead up and follow up after the early access launch. Whole thing sure does put Sheriff's December 2025 claim that his OPEX burn rate was $800,000 a week into fresh perspective. Worth noting here is that on Monday, the game was indeed removed from sale on Steam, though the page is still up and there are several thousand players still playing as of this morning, meaning the game is still being kept up somehow, to by whom we don't know, and with what funding we don't know. We do have confirmation from readers that Steam has indeed started granting refunds to some players, even some who are far beyond the normal cutoff. Under the circumstances, you should probably try again to get your money back too. Basically, what everyone I have been seeing with social media for the few that I've seen is basically calling it as another example of the Kickstarter sort of play, basically. Is that once a funding project gets fully funded, they're just grabbing the money and booking it. Like, he presented the product and everything, but now it's just like he's just grabbing the money and running. That's what some people are saying. There are others that are saying that, you know, this is all because of the hostile takeover and whatnot, and this is not actually Stephen Sheriff's fault. But I don't know. Like it said above anything, he's going to be filing for a lawsuit or something like that. So we will know within the coming weeks of what happened. But apparently, this had over 3 million invested into it from the Kickstarter. And even from what I saw, the game is actually kind of decent. It's MMO. And while it looks to be like... what's the best way? EverQuest is probably the best example I can give. It looks about around as unique as EverQuest did. And apparently the game MMO style is supposed to evolve slowly as players actually do all the quests, get all the stuff done. The countries and areas or something like that is supposed to actually evolve and adapt to what the characters are doing. So it does have interesting mechanics to it, but unfortunately it kind of sounds like it might have been too much for them to chew off. Let me see if I can bring up the trailer for it. Do.
Was once a world of abundance. Great empires flourished and spread across endless seas. Its people, your people, carved kingdoms from wilderness, daring any perils that lay between. For at the heart of this world lays the essence, magic itself. But this wondrous age of discovery and purpose left few prepared for the horrors to come. For the ancients showed no mercy. Survivors were advised to flee to the divine gates. An age passed before the gates reawakened. But now,
Oh.
you and your people have returned to reclaim your ancestral home. Your destiny awaits.
Mind you, this was early access back in December is when it happened. And this should probably give the gameplay style of what it is. At least coming from me, the amount of MMOs I've played. Since I've played World of Warcraft, I've played the Guild Wars 2. I might honestly get back into that since it is free. I've played Final Fantasy XIV. And back from PlayStation 2, when you could actually hook it up to the internet via cable, I actually played EverQuest Online Adventures Frontiers. God, that's a mouthful still. This is all purely MMO, so I know this is not for everyone. Blurbs. This makes me think Cowboys versus Aliens. Not wrong. Look, I'm flying in my dragon form. Rawr. I might have been skinny and fit when this happened. Nah! But yeah. If y'all wanted to... I like MMO, I think they're... I mean, I'm fine with them. I have no problems with them. As long as they can keep my interest in them. At the very least, it involves mostly the storyline with me. The grind set, it can get dull after a while. But it is what it is. And of course, we went back to the synthwave style, so there you go. Alrighty. So judging by the sound effects, it looks like it actually did come back up finally. So let's see if I can get this going. There it is! Took itself a sweet little bit of time, but yeah, if y'all want to check it out above anything, y'all are free to look it up online and stuff like that. It's not for sale anymore. Do not bother trying to get it. It is not worth it. Because apparently with the whole thing of the implosion of their studio, it's just a mess right now. You can't even get it, so it's not worth it. Like I said, the mechanics that they had going for it did sound interesting at the time. But unfortunately, with the whole spiel of what's going on, it's just better to see how it's even going to pan out at this point. Boop. There we go. Okay. Detect my controller, game. Haha! There we go. Alright, so let's see if we can try and actually at least finish this game, because anything else wise with, I guess, like side questing and stuff like that, I can do on my own time. Even though I love this game. Well, that took its sweet time. Goodness. Yeah, basically. I'm so sorry about that, everyone. That really took its sweet time. Odd that it took that long. Oh, good lord. Let's see here. Yeah, for whatever reason, unless I've gone to it, it seems to be having an issue. I may have to look that up later on. Sparks, Mahan, are you quite alright? You seemed normal and then suddenly began weeping. Where did all these tears arrive from? It's so dumb. Before, I just thought about how I was gonna be a god and how I'd help people back in Nunnuit. But I remember that's not happening and maybe I could go back, but what if we don't make it? What if Arias dies and it's my fault? We're not going to let that happen. We're standing up to the loneliness and Noelis. We're going to save a tear together. I don't plan on letting us lose. I got plenty of stuff to go back home. I likewise have matters to attend to. I've no doubt my skills would be useful to the fallen folk of Altostratus, and Talio as well. Gosh, you guys all got plans, huh? You're not worried about stuff ahead of us? Pfft, of course we are, kid. We're not dummies. We know it's gonna be rough going. But we're also heckin' tough and smart and all that. That includes you, Mahan. The loneliness took important things from all of us, but we're going to fix it together. Well, I guess if you goofs are gonna be so brave, I should, step up too. Fine! Noelis better watch out. I'm in this for reals. You can speak openly, warrior. If there are any who know what pain it is to see a loved one be deceived and twisted, they are here. I, held the hurt back in suit pipes, but now, to see Sapalin in such pain, if I had not left Sunku, then we'd either be dead in the arena in Unimonia, or rotting away in Ilbe, killed by Morelgu before Sarangalan reached us. We couldn't have made it here without you, Chaska. What's happening to Sapalin is sad, but not your fault. You deserve to have your own life. And I wouldn't put the blame on yourself for Sapalin's state. The loneliness coming out of him, never saw anything like that the previous times we met. I can see how much effort Noelis is putting into manipulating him, and as we are both heading to Sunku, Sapalin may seek to fight us. Morelgu, Sionak, lost to the loneliness, killed by Noelis, consumed by their power. I cannot let that happen to him. We're here to help, Chaska. We'll take care of the loneliness together. And if Sapalin faces us, we'll save him too. I promise. I will save my brother. Be my own person. I do not know what that means yet, but I will find out. I believe I would like some sleep first, though. It has been a long journey, and there is more to come. Fox, you wanted to talk to me about something. Are you alright? Yes and no. More no than yes, I think. I'm glad we saved Talio, and Sionak did the right thing, even when it cost him his life. But I don't want things to just end there. Sionak, for all the harm he caused, he was still my friend. And if I really want to own up to my part in things, I need to give him a proper burial. I know it'll take time we might not have, but if we can, I'd like to lay him to rest, in the old way of our people. If you need time to take care of this, we're with you. What do you need to do? Well, first we've got to head back to Talio, to my house. I'll figure things out from there. Got it. I'll try to get us back there as soon as I can. You wanted to speak with me, Da Vinci? Is everything okay? Well, I've been thinking. There are other bumblebuns out there who might have no idea Altostratus fell. Someone should tell them, a friendly face to break the news. Perhaps get some extra paws to come out and help rebuild. I know that my mother doesn't have long, and if I could get actual efforts begun to create a new Altostratus, I believe that would make her happy. I think that's a great idea, Da Vinci. Where do you think we should start? The first person that leaps to mind is the Bumblebun ambassador in Nunnuit. The one in the spiral tower? Hopefully she's still there. Let's go see as quickly as we can. Ah, these are character actual quests. There we go. Like I said, this is the first time it's done this to me and taking so long for just Lonesome Guild itself, so it's kind of strange. Alright, that's to get some rest. Yeah, let's go ahead. Come the heck on. What's with all this sullen face kind of junk? We ain't done with things yet. Stop with the sad, okay? I mean, we're gonna stop a bad guy and save the world. We should be thinking of the stories and songs and stuff folks are gonna say about us. Yeah, we're like one of those groups I'd read in the fun books in the library. A ragtag guild or something. I disagree with the label ragtag, but overall I concur. Our mission is of vital importance. We should celebrate before the task ahead. I hope you aren't planning on a feast, inventor. I've checked your larder and your supplies aren't exactly plentiful. Well, look at that. The bun's not wrong. Maybe we should celebrate this moment. Well, then what should we do? It feels like there should be something. Ah, we may not need anything to celebrate. We have each other, and that's enough. Chaska's right, guys. We could just hang around the fire, tell some stories, nibble on leftovers, and if we feel like it, maybe even sing a little. Thank you, all of you. Even if the worst happens, I'll remember you. Somehow. Okay, so... There we go. Goodness. Really don't know what's going on with it. Okay. Hail, this crowd so grand, I cheer your lively hand. I hope you've still the strength for the journey we've planned. You know where next we are bound, far within the heart-struck plain, with grasses heavy, the lands of the Scalimoed are found, kin of Chaska, our ally. The village of Sanku awaits, which those who wish to journey to Espiritu Ori must visit, and the way to the holy city we must into it. If our goal is not denied, then venture we inside the city, to the temple of the hollow pyramid, in which the Only One is said to reside. Sapalin will be there. We will need to face him. This cannot be avoided. We'll be ready for it, Chaska. Once strangers, now friends. Though your quest may end soon, I guess your connections will not. Yes, yes. But day ripens, and we have a ways to go. Set straight your path, enliven your gate. Espiritu Ori awaits. we go. Seems like that might be our final area. At the very least, what I want to do above anything... Yeah, I want to take care of the last two of the character quests. Only because it does deal with Mr. Fox. But I just want to actually have some closure with those two at least. Also with our bunny. Our bubble bun. So if anything, we'll just do these two quests alone. Since honestly, they also give some rare equipment at the very least. So it's actually kind of helpful with that. As soon as it wants to load. I swear. Okay. Went through my programs a little bit, see what I can do at the very least in order to try and fix this little issue. Travel to Mr. Fox's house in Talio. Okay, so I gotta find his house. Cathedral, Air Temple. Question is, where is his house? I actually don't know that. Now it seems like it'll be down over here. Wanted to see the belly bouncing. Okay, that did work a little bit. Close by, my house is on Talio's northeast side. Okay. Then it would have to be over here. That's me husband's ring. He weren't the only Warmore sufferer in the area. Should have known that, like the others, he would never come back. If only I could have been there with him. But thank you for bringing me his ring, kind souls. Wish I could offer you more than just this. Oh, that was the ring I needed to do. Right. Well, at the very least that does help. Oh wait, no, this is west, isn't it? Am I at the wrong spot? Oh, apparently I never went in here. Or maybe I did and I just didn't get it. Nope, I did. I just apparently never got it. Okay. So then that would mean it would have to be over here then. Here? Oh, it is. Whoa, how long were you gone? Feels like forever, but at the same time, there's not that much dust or bugs or anything. It's all frozen up here, kid. How many bugs you seen hang out in the snow? If I may, and I don't mean to be rude, but Sionak was rather immovable last we saw him. How do we bury him? It's an ancient fox trade ritual. Maybe not exactly what Sionak would have wanted, but it's the best I can give him. In place of a body, 2 precious items are offered for burial. One precious to the deceased, and one to a loved one. This way, the connection between the soul of the living and the object can lead the soul of the dead to rest and restoration in the circle of life. I think I've got something that should work. It's just an obsidian slab, but it looks like someone pressed their hand into it like clay. Sionak found it while we were exploring the soot pipes. He said it felt like the spirit of fire left their mark, and I should keep it. I'm guessing that now we need something precious to Sionak. Where do you think we should start looking? I'd search at the cathedral first. He seemed to spend more time there than his own home. Feels more likely that we'd find something there. Oh, his child's room. That really does break my heart. Him and his wife's. Oof. I'm sorry, but if I have to say anything, Mr. Fox's is about the worst tragic story that it's told so far. I feel so bad for him and his family. That's not to say I don't disregard any of the other characters, but still. Losing any sort of family member is just going to be heartbreaking. That's why I refuse to believe that my family is going to die. We will live forever. And you can't tell me otherwise. We're immortal! We all are. Let me see. Ah! It's a good thing I looked. Okay, so... kind of don't want to take this experience away from everyone else. So I'm going to put myself right in front of the cathedral. There we go. Alrighty. So we're going to pause at this cutscene right here. And for everybody, I'm going to do the 3 minutes of ads on this hour. So we'll be right back after these messages, and we'll go through what we need to do with Mr. Fox at the very least. So get yourselves any drinks or snacks you need to. Get yourself comfy. We'll be right back after these messages. And y'all can also listen to the ominous music that's playing. Do. I don't need help getting through this door. I can get through it myself, I promise. Alrighty, and everybody should be back. So we go wee. And we are good. Alright. Right. Sionek hid the passage to the suit pipes here. And it's likely that wasn't the only thing. Spread out. See what you can find. Anything that might hold meaning for him. Strange monument draped with icons of the only one, but seemingly no other purpose than decoration. I think we might have found what we were looking for, or at least part of it. Sionak loved puzzles. I'm willing to bet the solution's hidden in those tablets around here. Let's take a look and see if they can lead us forward. The safe has a unique mechanism. 4 dials, each with a symbol. A stylized fox tray, a flame, a water drop, and a star. Each dial has a verse written on it in the spirit's tongue. Looks like we need to match each verse to the right symbol. First one reads, her call stretches across the land, seeking her brother's strength in times of need. Hey, Ashton, hopefully you're doing well. And I don't think I said it as well to Cobalt, but hopefully you're doing well this evening yourself as well. The second one. High above, she watches. Her glow, a silent guide over the endless depths that stretch below. Third one. Bound by song and spirit, they tread the earth, their steps weaving stories through the ages. Within the mountain's heart, he lingers, a flicker of hope, waiting for a voice that may never return. Alright, let's try this. Wrong. At least one symbol's not right. Guess we're starting over. Oh, that's good at the very least. Water, the younger sister, bright, calculating her summons spanning the world. Forth her elder brother, fire, to aid her. By fire and water crafted, the star burns bright, its light suspended high above an ocean vast and deep. Now but an ember, as since that day, silence rings within the mountains. Fire waits, deathless alone, for another summons from a missing sister. By the will of all 4, the fox tray was made, brought into being with song, crafted to hear the spirit's voice and compelled to wander the world. Her call stretches across the land, seeking her brother's warmth, seeking her brother's strength in times of need. High above, she watches a silent guide in the depths. Bound by song and spirit, they tread the earth, their steps weaving stories through ages. That's Fox Tray. Within the mountain's heart, he lingers, a flicker of hope. I don't think that's right. No, I didn't think so. I know Fox Tray is right at the very least. Her call stretches across the land, seeking her brother's strength in times of need. Fire. High above, she watches. Glow a silent guide. That would be Star. Bound by song and spirit, they tread the earth. That would be Fox Tray. Water? What am I missing? Water. That has to be Star. And this has to be Fox Tray. So maybe the last one's Fire. There we go! I had 2 off. Okay. Whoa, I've seen a necklace like that before. They say stones like that come from the spirit of water herself. I got this when I visited Nunnuit with Sionak when we were young. This was just a busted up thing then, but I cleaned it up for a birthday present. I swear, I thought he'd thrown this away. That there couldn't have been any way he would have kept it after what I said to him when I left. His child. He didn't forget, Da. You know he was still your friend deep down, just like you was his. You kept his present, too. Let's hurry into the soup pipes, where we last faced him, and get these buried, as close to his body as we can. Alrighty, I gotta get over to the boss fight that I had with him. Alright. I will say this place was kind of a... Oof. It was a maze for itself, for being how big it was. Still taking a little bit, but it should have actually fixed itself a little bit more with what I did earlier. So hopefully we won't have to wait too long for the loading. Alright. Wee. Sorry about that. Alright, there could still be enemies here too. Alright, so with that being the case, world map. I think the frozen tunnels is the last part. Yes, it is. Okay. This actually does help a little bit. Old friend, I hope you forgive me for not following the usual burials for the only one, but knowing what I know, I think you'd understand. Talio was just a mess of tents when we came down here the first time, hunting for something to keep our people warm and safe. We found two stones wrapped around one another like an embrace, frost blue and ruddy red. He and I drawn to each. He didn't realize it until long after, but likely those were remnants of condensed power that the spirits of fire and water left behind. When we put our hands on them at the same time, there was a resonance, a brightness then. Nothing. We came to, and those stones were simply gone. One that doomed us, or maybe saved us. Hard to say which now, but that's all past. What remains is to say goodbye. Old friend, thank ye. I'll remember ye as ye were, and do ye proud as a proper scoundrel. Look, Ghost, I'm not great at this, but thanks for being here. I'm just glad I could be here with you. Let's keep moving forward. Yeah, we've got a lot of work to do yet. Oh my goodness, I got his relationship rank up. Yeah! And also something decent. What was that? Heroes. Amulet of Ember Flow increases critical chance by 10%, and if Mr. Fox holds it, his critical hits burn enemies, dealing damage each... Ooh! Give me! That is going directly to Mr. Fox. And now for the final one that I can do with him. Best friend. Mr. Fox, are you alright? And back I get. Thank goodness I don't have a lot to make, so is okay. Well, hopefully it goes decently for the rest of your evening, Ashton. What? Oh, yeah, sorry. The fire just snapped and an ember flew. There was smoke and... Ugh, forget it. I'm not going to try and lie to you. You're just about as perceptive as my wife was, and just as persistent as my son. I dropped my sketchbook earlier, and it opened to a random page near the end. And I saw a drawing I'd never seen before. It was a drawing of me. Nothing special, just me sitting and sketching, staring at whatever it was I was working on. My wife drew it. She'd suggested swapping sketchbooks for a day and hiding our new drawings near the end of each other's books. She got sick shortly after that, and I forgot all about this. I never even saw the drawing she did until today. I hope that was a happy reminder, not just a sad memory. Before I met you, I know I would have just slammed the book shut and tried to forget what I'd seen. But this time, I felt like I could take the grief. I realized in looking at it that I couldn't remember concentrating on anything like I did in that image. Not since my son died. I put my whole heart into so much back then. My marriage, being a father, even silly sketches. And now, our weird little group, and our friendship. When you're young, like Mahen, it's so easy to care about everything. You don't have any context. You think energy and emotions are endless. When you get older and you lose things, people, faith, it's so much easier to care less. Save your energy. Be practical. Don't get your hopes up. While I don't see myself yowling like the kid anytime soon, you did remind me that it's okay to put myself out there a little more. Sometimes. Thanks. That means a lot. I won't expect you to run around like Mahen, but I definitely like the idea of you sketching more. I'm not crying! Shut up! So true. The older you get, the more you realize you can't care about everything. You use so much energy caring needlessly. That's what hurts! Why you gotta say it out loud, Decus? Stop it. Bad room. It's so true. It hurts. Let me see here. We need that one, so we need to go back to the Spiral Tower. So we need to finish with Bumblebun, and then we can actually head over to the final area. So we need Nunuit Spiral Tower. So we need just the hall, which is the beginning. I am Bleppy. There we go. Hello there. Oh, but we've already met before. Of course, you're Da Vinci Cumulo Nimbo and his spirit friend. I'm afraid I bring dire news. Alto Stratus has fallen near the Soot Pipe Mountains, and the survivors are sheltering in Talio. However, I was hoping to call Bumblebuns across the tier to join in the rebuilding effort, and you were the first person I thought of contacting. By the only one! What a lamentable tragedy! Luckily, my cohorts and I found the city's main engine in Ilbe. The power core might be intact. I've experience with them. Perhaps I could extract it. I would be happy to aid however I am able, but we must act quickly to secure the cell. I have an old friend studying in Arcolarium who could be of help. Michelo Cerulio. Pretty sure that's not how it's said, but you know what? I'll go with it. Do you know of him? I'm sorry I've not had the pleasure of making his acquaintance just yet. I do hope he endured the awful recent attack. Attack? Dear me, I warned him about raids on that town. No other place to study quill waving, he insisted. I'm going straight to Ilbe to assess the situation. In the meantime, could you update Michaelo on what we've discussed? We'll make sure to do that, madam. Hopefully the gentleman will have some way to aid our rebuilding plan. Please be safe in your travels, my fellow friends. Alright, so we need Arcolarium. I actually did used to take a high school knitting class at one point. I actually knitted myself a pair of shorts at that time. I still think I'm able to do a decent job of like sewing. It was just a fun little thing to do as one of the oh god, what was it? No, it was middle school is when I took the class. Yes, middle school. That's it. It was one of the middle schools in my hometown. I did not mean to do that. I don't know why I did that. Let me out! There we go. Arcolarium speak with engineer. Alrighty, so we gotta find a Bumblebun. Not here. Nowhere here. Nope. Nope, still not finding. Makes me wonder if it's over here. Oh, okay, here we go. Mr. Cerullo, I presume. I'm glad to see you're all right. Ambassador Donna was concerned about you when she heard about the attack. Ah, so kind of Donna to be concerned about me. However, I'm guessing you bear grave news in addition to checking on my health. I'm so sorry, but Alto Stratus has fallen, crashing somewhere by the Soot Pipe Mountains. Our people have taken refuge in Talio. Alto Stratus fallen from the sky? I worried when my missives home were not answered, but I never could have imagined anything so horrible. All is not lost. The main engine of Alto Stratus fell within the swamps of Ilbe, and it could be invaluable to rebuilding the city. The ambassador should be there by now to see if the power core can be recovered. And Donna thought I might be able to help, yes? I can, that's true, but thankfully I know of someone else who would be even better to have along. I've got a friend in Unimonia who worked on that engine before retiring to be a merchant. He goes by Ruffino and hangs out in the recreation district. He'll want to know what happened, and maybe have some ideas to get that power core too. I'll find the ambassador and meet you all in Ilbe. Understood. I shall do my best to hurry there as soon as possible. Good day to you, Mr. Cerullo. Alrighty, now we have to go to Unimonia. I'm just going all over the place with this one. Jeez. Whee! Said it was in the business district, so that's going to be on the right side, I believe. If I remember correctly. The recreation district, so I believe it's got to be over on the right side. Aha! Hey, leave me alone. I'm not selling anything right in... Hey! Dear me, you aren't a Felicanth. What's another Bumblebun doing in Unimonia? Looking for you. Merchant Raffino, I assume. Mr. Cerullo sent me. I have some difficult news. Alto Stratus has fallen near the suit pipes, right? Oh, don't look so shocked. News travels fast, you know? The core engine fell in Ilbe. We suspect that the power cell may still be intact. We'd like you to help us. Alto Stratus did have a lot of backup systems. That core could make a reconstruction a breeze. The city could be flying again in no time. Oh, flying. Good. Wonderful. I'll go to the engines. Something that big must have left a sizable impression, so I'll find it easily. See you there. And now we gotta go to Ilbe. And our Bumblebun is not happy about that. That's going to be flying again. Let's go to the entrance and we'll try to find it through that means. Hopefully the map can be able to help me a bit faster on this one. Ugh, come on. There we go. Looks like it's to the right of me. Okay. There we go. It's so weird that it's giving me this problem now. Uh, so we've looked things over, and it seems like the engine was jettisoned manually, putting the city into a controlled fall. How? I don't... Probably a malfunction or something? Hard to tell. Anyway, what about the core itself? Is it working? How do we get it? The core seems to be intact, but the emergency lock is engaged. We can try to force it, but if we mess up, things might explode. Oh, goodness. Ghost, I'm terribly sorry to bother you, but you've a steadier heart than I've got. Can you perhaps help me with this? You can count on me, Da Vinci. And when we're ready, we'll take a look at the engine and decide who does what. Understood. Let's get to work. Do you feel ready to dive in, or shall we have one last review? No shame in a final check. Better safe than spectacularly sorry. Review the steps. First, we need fast and steady hands to turn the crank. Think of it as a race, but with a static electricity instead of a finish line. We need someone brave enough to handle the electric cables and create the right connection to release the lock. Don't worry, it's all for science. Now for some good old brute force, hold that door open. It's heavy, it's tough, but we need it wide enough to get the power cell out. For our final step, precision is the key. We need to carefully detach the power cell, like removing a tiny treasure from a grumpy altar. No mistakes allowed. Alright, give me a second. I'm no engineer, but after years of signing treaties under pressure, my hand has become swift and steady. So you're my fast one. An engineer's life means getting shocked a lot. So much that by now, I hardly notice it. Well, I know what you're doing. I've got power cell experience like Da Vinci, but when it comes to strength, I'm in a league of my own. Okay, so... Okay, so Rafino is strength. And Mikhailo is for the engineer stuff. Okay, that at least I want to know. Turn the crank quickly enough to build up static charge. Who should take on that task? Second step is to connect the 2 electric cables. Engineer is to pull open and hold the heavy door. That's Rafino. And Donna. Something about this setup feels positively askew. Best to pause and rethink. So I got something wrong then. So then, I guess above anything, Donna would be that. Second step is the electric cables, which is engineer. Third step would be Rafino. And last would be Da Vinci. The sequence appears quite reasonable, so let's try this way. Okay, so I just had Da Vinci wrong. Got it. Sparks, we did it! Marvelous. Oh, I can already imagine Altostratus lifting into the air once more. If I may, I suggest we don't use the power cell to make Altostratus fly. I suggest we utilize it to make the city more accessible. I was born without functioning wings, and while I loved my home, there were many areas closed to me and things I couldn't do. It was my mother's dream to see a city where everyone could thrive, flying and non-flying alike. And I wish to take that dream even further. I'd never seen it that way. Some may struggle to adapt, but it would be a gain for all. It could be also a town that welcomes all kins of a tier. And we could turn Altostratus into a polycultural hub. Think of the social and economic benefits it could bring. So will you help me to make this dream come true? We believe in your dream, young Master Da Vinci. You have my promise of help, even more so than before. I strongly agree. Why, I'll bring all the knowledge I've gathered from my experiments, and then some. Count me in as well, Da Vinci. What's the next step? I believe we should gather as soon as possible at the Bumblebund Refuge in Talio. Thank you for your dedication. What we're doing is crucial. There we go. Alrighty, back to Talio. I can't remember where it was. No, not here. And it's not the temples, I know that. There we go. Mr. Cumulo Nimbo, it's wonderful to see you and your group here once more. I heard about the Corps, knowing the Talioans who helped us can be a part of the city. To say I'm relieved doesn't come close. It's not all my plan. My mother is the inspiration, and I am happy that we are working on the world she envisioned of me. She's waiting for you. She's been holding on, but... Thank you, Madam Gianna. I'll go see her now. Oh... This is going to hurt. They told me about your plan for Altostratus. A home for everyone. Yes, Mother. The hope you had for me. All the things you wanted. Just like your dream. No, not like my dream. Even greater. Better. Kinder. Wiser. The best of us. My time is done now, my son. The future you have, bright as the sun, as this... Your necklace, Mother? But this is yours. Now it belongs to you, my son. I love you, and I'm proud of you. Always. All your hopes and dreams, you will make them happen. I know. I love you too, Mother. Goodbye. Are you alright, Da Vinci? I'm so sorry about your mom. I could see that she was in pain. She'd held on so long for me. but I got to say goodbye to her. Thank you for being there for me, Ghost. Helping me honor my mother's wish and add my own dream, too. Always happy to help, Da Vinci, and always here for you, however you need. Raises strength by 10%, and if Da Vinci holds it, shoots rockets every time he uses a skill. Yeah! I'm fine! Ugh. And Da Vinci now. I hope you don't mind me being here, Da Vinci. You seemed lost in thought, but I don't want to bother you. Not a problem. Why, while I enjoy a moment away from the others now and again, with you, it hardly feels like someone is here. Let me explain. In Alto Stratus, well, I couldn't move like my siblings, and was left behind a lot. But I always liked being my mother's workshop. Even when I wasn't helping out, I just enjoyed being around her. Sometimes when I'm alone at the fire here, hearing the others move around and chatter, I'm reminded of that. And when I'm sitting with you. Is it strange that being alone reminds you of being with someone? I can understand that. Being by yourself can be nice, or it can be lonely. It seems more like a question of when you can be yourself. Indeed, when I was with a crowd and alone, all I could think about was being a part in a machine that didn't quite fit. I know Ron was afraid to meet me because he thought he might not be who I thought he was, but I had very much the same fear about him. Once I stopped thinking about being scared, impressing Mr. Fox, comforting Mahan, nervous around Sarangalan, awed at Chaska, I began to feel like myself. And I rather owe that to you, Ghost. You were my example. You always seem to be your authentic self around people, even when it's scary. Because of your friendship, I realized avoiding who you really are is the loneliest place of all. No matter what happens, I have faith and trust in all of us. Thank you, Da Vinci. I'll be at your side until the very end. I promise. Aww. So that leaves Chaska, Mahan, and Sarangalan. Mahan is almost done, but Chaska and Sarangalan still need work. I will hold on to the points for now. Okay. So that is at least all the character developments, which means it's finally time we go into Sunku. Espiritu Ori. Why am I getting the bad land, the Pride lands from Lion King with this image? The Mammoth Graveyard. That's the vibe it's giving me, at least. The group set off towards their final destination, the holy city of Espiritu Ori, said to be the home of the Only One, with their spirits high. Joined in purpose and care for one another, they were wrapped together in an invisible net made from playful banter, thoughtful gestures, hopes, and dreams. But the little ghost felt their destiny looming larger over them the closer they drew to the mysterious city, haunting them with the secret they'd kept, that the group's victory also meant the little ghost's demise. They did their best to keep this turmoil from their friends, even as the loneliness of the Only One shadowed their path and ceaselessly whispered their pain. As the group approached Sunku, the last village before the holy city, their voices began to die down, as if weighted by the solemn silence of the vast grasslands. Red mist gathered there as if it were a fortification of blood-colored clouds, walling off the epicenter of the force that threatened the entire world. There, at the edge of the canyon and waiting for them, was the former herald of the Only One, regarding the group intently as they approached the secluded lands around the sacred city. Like a harbinger of grief and loss, Noellus Ark's body appeared exhausted, bowed by his seemingly constant action, but his eyes burned with a terrifying intensity. Beholding the herald against the backdrop of the chaotic loneliness, the little ghost realized the true weight of their goal and the promise of the end, but not only of their journey or their life, but the end of the shadows that cloaked the past of this world cleared aside before the bright light of a new day. A bit of a surprise. You seek not to fight, but anger lives in your eyes. What words hide behind your polite guise? That these chosen stand against me is hurtful enough. But thou, mother, we were forsaken, misled, and now thou wouldst add to our suffering. That deception does not give you the right to deceive and use others, scorn the spirits for abandoning you, but you did the same to your chosen. And thou, child, seeking meaning so blindly that thou didst abandon the one who worries for thee most. What of thy brother? Thou knowest he needs thee. I will not be manipulated by you as he is. I have told him enough of the truth. Now he is merely following the loneliness inside his heart. Within Espiritu Ori lies the source of the loneliness. Thou hast seen the effects on some of thy loved ones. The agony within Espiritu Ori will crush the hearts of all those who enter. Stout as thou must imagine thy spirits to be, thou dost not stand a chance. I and thee, ghost, we alone can bear that burden and heal this wounded world. Otherwise, the crimson mist will consume a tear, revealing the suffering of all life here and what awaits them all, loneliness. Offer them thy wisdom, mother. They may suffer in Espiritu Ori to no avail, or await salvation here while Ghost and thee are at my side. Continue if thou must, my children, but be certain thou wilt see me again, and alas, I believe our meeting shall not be so pleasant. There may be bleak truth in what he said, and danger in the path ahead. Go on and walk where it is clear. I will seek the way to Espiritu Ori elsewhere. Hey, biggest teddy bear. Hopefully you're doing well this evening. Oh, cool. Well, that actually did help me. Mahan. Ghost, what's it like to be in charge? Me? In charge? Why would you think I knew anything about that? Well, like, even if Da Vinci says the Lonesome Guild doesn't have a leader, everyone always looks to you. Oh, well, I don't really think of what I do as leading, really. I don't tell people what to do. Arias told me he didn't spend all his time telling people what to do. That's why the guards train. But we don't train or do stuff like that. Well, no, but I think you're all capable people with great skills. I just try and help you all do your best. Do you think that's what being a leader is all about? Helping people do their best? I think leadership means a lot of things. Being a good example, hearing everyone out, taking responsibility. But what's making you think of this now? I was thinking of what to do when this is all over, I guess. Like, I was supposed to be first son, but do I want to? I should have my own destiny. But so should everyone in Nunnuit. And Kaibit always said that needed leadership to keep that change going, not slipping back into bad ways. Maybe that's hard to know right now. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is just wait and look to others for guidance. You don't have to figure all this out right this moment, Mahan, and you're not alone. We're here to help you, however you need. Thanks, Ghost. I was, actually really super worried about stuff, and, knowing I don't gotta, at least for a while, is really nice. Aww. Poor Mahan. Heckin' Noellus, first he lies to us, then he acts all mopey because we were ticked off about it. It did twist my heart to see him so pained. I do believe he imagines he is in the right, but if he had only trusted us. I'd be like, sure, he's super duper old. It probably makes sense he wouldn't think we could handle it. I'm certainly no fan of the Herald, but I do know what it is to see something you believed in wholeheartedly unmasked as a lie. Such grief is vast. Well, considering he called us all children and doesn't seem concerned in anyone but them, Ghost, what are your thoughts on Noellus? Noellus gave hundreds of years to the only one's cause, was never given their grace, and then had it revealed as a lie. I don't think we can know the depths of Noellus's hurt. I don't agree with him at all, but I do feel bad for him. Indeed, but such pain also can make him unpredictable. Best to be wary. Regardless of how Noellus feels, or what he wants from me, I know we've got to stop him. That's what matters most. Chaska, I think it was we were brave of you to stand up to Noellus, and it was kind of weird he was guilting you about your brother needing you. It is strange, but not unfamiliar. I have known Sapalin my entire life, so that bond has been a part of it. I was born in secret, just before my mother became an enlightened one. I will never know why she left me. Though the elders tried to hide my background, he told me the truth, claiming it made us linked forever. I imagine Sapalin believed this was proof of our destinies, but inside, I started to feel that it sort of obligated me to him. When I fled Sanku, I hoped to leave the sense of that burden behind, but now it is being tied to me even more than before. Child, you are not a slave to anyone. In the end, family is what and who you choose. No debts, only love. Whatever happens, Chaska, I believe in you. Just as I do everyone else here. We won't let anything or anyone stop us. So what's this Espiritu Ori place anyway? Seems like it's a city, but also some other stuff? When the only one arrived on a tier, it chose Espiritu Ori as its home. A great temple was built there, and a city sprung up around it. But unlike the villages surrounding it, those who lived Espiritu Ori had a holy purpose. Those who had reached the peak of their skills, the masters of their craft, would travel to the heart of Espiritu Ori to offer themselves to the only one. Holy salt! So, like, people would travel there just to, like, die? Yikes! Not exactly. To become an enlightened one, a sacred process to preserve the body and free the soul to join the only one. At least that was the hope. So if the torment of the soul fragments hurt you, how's the pressure of generations of enlightened ones going to affect you? Ah, I would guess not well. But the Hollow Pyramid in Espiritu Ori is where we must go. So what I must do is discover a way to deal with it. Dang! Talk about some heckin' resolve. Way to go, Cha-Cha. I mean, that's real brave and holy and stuff. Nice. Oh, goodness. Ew. Brother, the scent of his soul is... It is not right. Not when I knew. Wilting. Yoink. My apologies. It has emerged that Sapalan beat us here, and in conversations filled the people's ears with accusations of your divergent ideologies. She with no tail and her allies are enemies of the Herald is apparently what he detailed, to my little surprise, so expect no amenities. If I had not been here, perhaps they would have helped you. This is my fault. Not a chance, warrior. And your brother doesn't have any kind words for us either, last I checked. Anyway, we're on our own. And if we're going to make it to Espiritu Ori, the legendary home of the Only One, we need a plan. Ah, when I went there, I relied on the inscriptions left by the Spirit of Air. Yes, I've read of this. There are markers hidden in the land, but also they change with each journey, so we can't rely on Chaska's past experience this time. But I know you can do it. Find those markers, trust in the inscriptions, and with a bit of luck, Espiritu Ori will be within reach before you know it. Now go on. I shall rejoin you when you have finished. Do y'all hate me? Your souls have such incredible sense, so unique. Can you truly be heretics? Where's my husband? He left too long ago. It was just to visit the other village. Why aren't we stopping the heretics? The champion said... Former. Baba Siyu said they are the new ones. I trust her more than that failure. Heretics! Ah, forgive me. That is likely not a polite way to address you, especially when I am seeking aid. Strangers, since the failed ascension, our crops have slowly begun to fail and the people grow hungry. Scouts were sent to scavenge for food but have not come back. Find them for us. They are young and foolish, but they are very missed here. I'll take that. She without a tail. How did you lose it? Is it how you earn the champion's ire? Ew. Shield Blossom. Those villagers completely ignored us. It was as if they couldn't see us. Why did it feel like none knew it? Everyone noticed me there. Nah, boy. Gotcha. Okay, so let's head back real quick. Because unfortunately... Aha, there we go. Alright. Okay, so another ad break is coming up. So 3 minutes, everybody. And when we come back, hopefully I'll be able to actually get through this puzzle. And then we can finally, hopefully, get to near the ending of this game. So we'll be right back after these messages, so please stay tuned. Okay. Ugh. Oh, let's try to see this. So Apparently there's a means over here that's not marked on the map. Goody. Wow, am I heckin' glad to see some other travelers around here. Something's got these villagers here knotted and tangled up tight. You better believe it. Here to find the legendary city of Espiritu Ori. Only this bunch of folks been mighty tight-lipped about it. But I know it's real. You actually end up finding that city. Why don't you grab me something small to prove it's not a bunch of stuffing, okay? Thanks. Alrighty then. Yeah. Oh, it leaves a trap when they go down. Okay. Gotcha. It looks like there's something written here. I imagine it has something to do with the spirit of air. Let me take a closer look. Cogs and gears. It's a guidepost. Those are the directions you mentioned, right, Chaska? Exactly. This isn't merely a record. It's meant to push us forward. The spirit of air is speaking through these words. Sparks, this is a path laid out for us. If we follow these messages, we'll find our way. We need to move quickly. To the heart of the world, birthplace of air. Only the wind knows the way home. Always the air is saying where to go, but often it is lost in the noise. Too often many voices shout, find the little wisdom standing out. Silence can be scary. Don't rely only on your eyes. Hey, first try. Sorry to bring up a bad subject, Chaska, but I'm still chewing on those villagers' reaction. Something about their suspicion doesn't sit right with me. Yeah, Sapalin could be, nice. But he was still the former champion, and a lot of folks have been pretty knotted up about that. It was Sapalin's word against Baba's, plus she told them we were the new champions, yet we still got the cold shoulder. Is there something I'm missing? Yes, my lack of a tail. It is a rare birth defect, often seen as bad luck. I imagine it was easier for them to think badly of me. The burdens placed upon one when they are born are often heavy and always unjust. Yeah, it wasn't from birth, but like back in Nunnuan, how people were judged by the stars they got instead of what kind of people they were. Total bath salts. I feel like if a tail is only something you've missed having because other people have it and seem to think it's important, is it really? You could have one tail or 20, you're no less of a capable person nor a great ally, and definitely not any less our friend. Outsiders, you look well traveled. So you can help me find my apprentice. He and I traveled to Nunnuit not long ago, and I feared he has gone back alone. While we were there, we brought 2 mysterious keys in the bazaar. The seller promised they led to something great, but we did not have time to search for it. He vanished with the last caravan that came through. I'm worried he has gone off to seek it out. All I have is my key. Hopefully that will be enough. There we go. Goodness, this canyon is certainly labyrinthine. That is by design. Only the worthy may reach a spiritu ori. There we go. Ow! There we go. It is good to see a friendly face. At least I assume you are friendly. I think I will just head home. Well, I found one of them. And a Tempest pendant. Nice. Oh, Sapalin. You gave your life to the Only One. Then you journeyed to the Holy City, to the Sacred Hollow Pyramid. What did you witness there? The agony, brother. You felt it too in those mummified corpses. Fragments of soul trapped within. Not bliss, not enlightenment, just pain and horror. This is it. It is a test. It must be. Of course these ones were in agony. They aren't supposed to be here. No one can leave the Holy City. But, you did, brother. The Ascension did not simply fail because of Noellus. It was built on a lie to begin with. No, I should have pity for you, and your friends too. So close to the light of the Only One, yet so far from it. What do you think to do there? Of course, you are to come with me. I return and you arrive as it should have been. Our destinies are linked, as I have always said. Sapalin, please, you know something's wrong. Noellus is using you, trying to feed off of your loneliness. We want to help you free you from it. Poor little soul spirit, you are so mistaken. The Herald will save us all. You will see, and sister, you will be a part of it soon. Don't worry, Chaska. We're going to do our best to save him. All of us. We just need to keep moving, okay? There you are, guys. There we go. Oh, you are from a search party. Haven't been gone that long. Grasses blind me. I guess so. Well, that kind of sorted itself out to a degree. And you're done. This one. I can feel its pain. We should help it find peace. No! Stop this violence! Can you not see this one means you no harm? You, bear the sacred markings. Are you the sage of this village? Yes, Matki is my name, but I am the only living soul you will see here. All others are these enlightened ones, but I call them simulacra. A most complex name. Correct me if this is an error, but these were the ones who entombed and mummified themselves alive? Those most devoted who traveled to the holy city, Espiritu Ori, and surrendered their living bodies to enlightenment. Yes. But after the failed ascension, the enlightened ones started arriving from Espiritu Ori. Some turned violent, while others, like those in this village, did not. The former champion of the Scalimoid people, a large fellow named Sapalin. Did he happen by, perhaps? He is now a very different person than he was when first he came here. But I will not obey any commands of one who is obviously unwell. I can offer little beyond my company, but all of you are welcome in the village for as long as you wish. Hope you enjoy your stay. Oh no. Alright. I remember this village with its cheering people before, feeling so proud, marching with the others, the chosen of the only one, their champions. In my village, they only cheered my sister in so many things I could not match her. Her speed beat my strength. Her insight defeated my strategy. How could I lose when she didn't seem to care about winning? But Chaska was helpless with people, so I showed her how to act, how to speak. I told her to rely on me. Our fates were tied the moment I heard her faint cry. When I was elected as the champion, it was the proudest moment of my life. My own victory. The only one saw my worth, my strength. But all of that is gone now. Now my sister walks this path. Chaska will become what I couldn't and claim what was taken from me. She defied the Herald, but I'll show her she can't escape our fate. We will go to Espiritu Ori. We will save a tear. We will both become gods together forever. Oh, buddy, no. Soul is not fully gone from this body. Others suffer as I do. City, this one does not remember what, but something is wrong there. Yeah, you can go down. To the heart of the world, home of the only one, seek the light of the soul to guide thee. I did not mean to do that. There we go. To seek the only one, be not led astray by false direction, that the light revealed the true way onwards. So it is this way, okay. In following the way to the only one, the right path can be found with the help of others. For the only one, do not let thyself be deceived. What's hidden will guide thee to the right direction. What's hidden will guide thee to the right direction. So do I go backwards, or do I follow the one that is pointing to? Let's try going this way then. Okay, so it was following the one that it was pointing to. Got it. Believe we are nearly at the golden city of Espiritu Ori, but will it still be golden when we arrive? Child, I can tell your brother occupies your thoughts as clearly as if you were projecting him, as Fox did of his son. I was thinking I had never been so afraid of him as I was when we just saw him, but then I realized I'd always feared him. I love my brother, but I always felt when I succeeded at something by myself, he was somehow cross with me. He said we should always help each other. Forgive me, Chaska. I'll admit, when I first met you, I was a bit put off that you were so brusque with your brother, who I thought was an excellent fellow. That is all right. He is, at his heart, a good person, but I believe he holds a darkness he has never confronted. I felt somehow pushed in front of it. I think of the other former chosen, Morelgu, Sionak, both dead. I do not like the path he is on. I wonder, can he even be saved? Chaska, I don't know if we can save Sapalin, but I can promise you that I'm going to do everything in my power to do so. Thank you, Ghost. I would not ask to compromise our mission, but knowing you will do your best, it is a great comfort. Regardless, no matter what happens, I promise you can all count on me. The Sapalin I remember would want me to, and I want that for myself. Chaska, you know I have you. You're my favorite character in this one, and second is Mr. Fox. Yoink. Raises magic. Raises defense. Hello? Well, you're the lowest, so you kind of need that. Okay. Espiritu Ori, it is lost. All lost. Is that it? The only survivors, the simulacra? Fragments of souls inside a husk. At least we can be sure that's where the only one is, billowing out that mist like blood from a wound. And it's where Noelis has to be going. And Sapalin, too. He didn't seem too stable last time we saw him. Something like this is bound to push him over the heckin' edge. Whatever happens, Mist, Sapalin, Noelis, I'll get us through it. We just need to keep moving. Oh my word. I don't like this. This can't be. Espiritu Ori gone? This is some trick or another test. Sister, your eyes still see clearest. Tell me it is an illusion. It cannot be true. I will tell thee truth, my son. The tragedy your eyes behold is no lie. This is the aftermath of the failed ascension, an event that destroyed a city. But if the ascension caused such a grave tragedy, how can I remember nothing of it? Why is it simply a blank in my memory? Yours is a young mind, untrained at manipulating the ways of the universe. It would have taken an experienced one to recall things, like Morelgu's. But how did this happen? Why would the only one allow it? Why did it not call to us, the original champions, to return and set things right? There is a simple reason for that, my son. A dark truth I discovered as I stepped into the light after thee, wishing to experience the only one's embrace. These new champions know it now too, yet they did not tell you. No, he must not know it like this. Tell me! I will not be mocked by this knowledge any further. Speak! The only one is no god. only an entity that has sought sustenance since it arrived here on Etir. It deceived me, making me a bearer of a false message of love. But that failed ascension was a hidden gift. It showed me what the only one had really been doing, consuming those. And these ones, including thy sister, knew this. They could have untold thee upon thy meeting in Talio, but kept the truth for themselves. Noelis, why are you doing this? This is just going to bring him pain. Unless that's what you want? Sister, those I thought my friends. Why not tell me? Why? They seek to cover up the lie of the only one, make things as they were. In exchange, they will wield the loneliness and use it to bend minds to their will. How is it had nobody... I'm sorry, if it was me, I would have gone straight up to Noelis and knocked the shit out of him at this point. You heckin' liar! That's what you've been doing. You're turning this all on us. Sapalin, brother, please, do not listen to the Herald. You know me. Do I? Have I ever known you? Ever connected to my destiny? What if you were never part of my family? Would I gain the praise constantly placed on you? Not much in their lives. Watch world-ending drama unfold. Fine, but you better bring the popcorn with butter on it, I swear to God. Brother, I didn't. Enough! Always favorite, until you rejected me. Wanted glory for yourself, but no more. I will stop you here and now. I will save our world. Oh, come on! I don't want to do this! Oh shit, no! Come on! Damn it, not again! Fire! Stop, Sapalin, please! Noelis, how could you? Is your goal really worth inflicting such agony? Without a doubt. The question that remains, Spirit, art thou prepared to do what thou must in order to save him? And give you the loneliness you sowed in his heart like some kind of horrible plant? I don't want to let you have that dark harvest. Know this, if thou dost not end things, I will end them in my way, and thou knowest what that entails. The choice is thine. This is how Sapalin's feeling? There isn't any talking to him. He's entirely controlled by the loneliness now. There's only one way to save him. Only one! Part of you is here, I know it, just as you are with all the others. There is a resonance within this soul. So much pain, anger, and an emptiness so similar to what we feel. In our misery, we are one. Please, Sapalin is a good person. He doesn't deserve this pain anymore. Let him go. I beg you. This one is helping to keep me alive in my shattered form, but you can aid me. Our other parts are held by the Herald. They must be reclaimed, and you too must be. Otherwise, we will never be whole, and the void will consume us, as it grows to consume all of Atir as well. I promise, I'll defeat the Herald, gather the parts of ourselves, and rejoin you. Just please, release this one. You have this from me, but remember, I wait your return. Very well, I am one step closer to curing this wounded world. I thank thee, and would urge thee not to attempt to hinder me further. Noelis, you know that loneliness is part of the Only One, and since you are bound to the failed ascension, you carry it within you as well. If you let me join you, all the parts of the Only One can be rejoined, and this tragedy can be stopped. Only two choices exist. Follow me and end the pain of Atir forever, or allow it to be consumed with loneliness, swallowed by the crimson mist. The choice is thine. I shall see thee in the hollow pyramid, at the end of the world. Forgive my lateness. Noelis transported me to delay our meeting, but to resume, I presume loneliness was attracted to my wayward son. Sapalin will live, but he needs critical medical care. I will take him to the village and aid him there. I hate to stay behind, but I imagine Noelis has set the bait. If I know his mind, only more ill will come the longer we wait. Please aid my brother. I will continue on and stop the Herald's plan. Thank you, Baba. I don't know what we'll find below, so stay close. Let's hurry and stop Noelis. There aren't even any people here. Where'd they all go? Perhaps the explosion of loneliness was too much for them, and with all the mist, they... So what? Were they just heckin' blinked out of existence? The ascension was meant to sate the only one's hunger, but the ones meant for consumption were rejected. When a predator loses a meal, they seek another. You think the only one might have eaten the entire city? Our civilization, our jewel. What do we do now? Where do we go? We go on. We're too late to stop this, but maybe we can keep this crimson mist from spreading even further, hurting anyone else. We have to try. Let's keep moving. Maybe we'll find out more about what happened when we explore, but we're more likely to find danger. Stay together, keep alert. Sarangalin, are you alright? You seem very quiet. Your face appears troubled. I wonder, my dear. My strange companions have traveled together for some time now. While our mission is just, I fear the impact we have had on the world. Whether directly or not, we've had a hand in the death of rulers. The First Sun, Nurbalat, Sionak, in damaged cities, Nunuit, Arcolarium, Alto Stratus. Have we indeed improved a tier as we have passed through it, or simply did what we must with the idea that it was for the right cause? I can't say we haven't brought our share of chaos with us, but I think overall we've done more to help than hurt. Yeah, because of us, the exiles and the villagers and my trummelings are all working together. I never even thought that would be heckin' possible. The optimism of the young. It does bring some light back into this weary lantern of mine. I know no matter what impact we've had on the world, we must continue on this path of ours. But now I'll walk with a bit more spring in my step. So if we actually stop Noelis from whatever he's planning, then what happens? It'll just end? Peace, child. Had we not said each of our destinies is in our own hands? Do we not each have our own hopes and dreams? Well, I mean, I know stuff about my family now, but I'd kind of like to hang out with Ariast more. Things might be good with the exiles back in town, but there's still a lot of rebuilding work and stuff that needs doing in Arcolarium. Construction of the new Alto Stratus is underway, but so many bumblebuns are still missing, like the rest of my family. I want to find them. Now that Sionak's laid to rest, the idea of being in Talio doesn't seem so bad. I can actually be of use there now. It's a good feeling. With the witches free from exile, there's much for us to teach the folk of Unimonia, and to learn from them in return. I do not know. I left seeking answers, and I might have gotten some, but not the ones I thought I was looking for. I do not know where that leaves me. I wish I could say I have anything in mind, but I just know, whatever happens, part of me will always be with each of you. I promise. Until then, whatever comes, I know we can get through it together. We'll save a tier and build the futures we want, for ourselves and for each other. There we go. There we go. A fairy salad. Or salé, depending on it. Dead end. Mist is cloaking everything. How can we go on? I have an idea. With the loneliness I gained from Amelia and Sionak, I feel I understand it a little better. Maybe I can try to dispel it, sort of like I did with them. Ghost can now dispel mist using ghost light. While it is active, you will be able to navigate through seas of mist without consequence. In some situations, you will need to place the ghost light on a specific altar to completely dispel the mist in that area. Remember to check the places you have already explored. The mist might be hiding something useful for your journey. Not. Okay, me no go that way then. Oh, okay. That actually does help. This mist feels different. It doesn't seem to be spreading, almost like it's willed into one place. Do you think Noellis did this somehow? Perhaps. On the other hand, it could be the only one's attempt to protect their physical manifestation, like a scab covering a wound. Ew, gross, Vinny. I can't believe you said that. That's so cool! Whatever this mist is, lighting that altar helped clear this area. Maybe there are others around the city. If we find some and light them, maybe this mist will lift and we can get through. Okay, let's go and find those altars. The Arcs are the last of the Spirit's children, and I am the first among them, the one who remembers, the long wanderer. Much have I learned of the world. I have seen the trials and woes of the people, and deeply do I wish that those who follow me will not endure the hardships I have suffered. I have shaped trials across the Spiritu Ori so the worthy may rise. Prove your strength and wisdom, and I shall grant you a gift of great power. Okay, so it's not going to let me go down there, so we have to go up here then. There we go. Huh? I traveled across a tear at my mother's side, a curious child full of questions about the spirits, our creators. I was full of wonder and love for the world and its creatures, and my mother. I asked her why the world was as it was, why the spirits acted as they did, living by whim. We listened to the ever-fading sound of their voices, longing for the sensation of their vanishing presences. But my mother had no answers for me. While she kept her faith, mine faltered as I cried out to the world, seeking the voices of those creators, and their silence darkened the world around me. How could I believe in something that only gave me silence? How could I love something that never bothered to acknowledge me, let alone love me back? Faith is a difficult thing to break, and for me it eroded gradually, as stone before a river's flow. It was a long time before I could point to an emptiness in my soul and realize how lonely I felt. I loved my mother, but she could offer me no answers to the questions that devoured me from the inside out. I knew I would ache forever until I found answers elsewhere. Whoa, that was like I was Noellis. Were those actually his memories? Did everybody see it this time? Peace, child. I believe the answer to all of your questions is yes, judging from everyone's dazed expressions. As much as I'd like to figure out how that happened and what it means, we should move on. The more we wait, the more Noellis can prepare to face us. Ugh. There we go. Oh, the spirit is up there. Dang it. Okay, so we can't go this way. Okay, so that means there's one more contraption that needs to be pressed. Well, I found that. I told you all to wait. What is going on here? Wait. Why is it doing that? Okay, I guess I need to get the altar then in order to be able to do that. Okay, that's fine. And for the second altar. Is this going to give us another one? Yes, it is. But one night, a voice broke through the silence of my dreams. It asked for my help, saying it was the only one who could truly understand me. I hurried to find them and beheld an indescribable entity. They said they had been created to link all beings of a tier and needed a herald to spread their message, a promise that we would never be alone. I traveled across a tier, sharing their word, and many embraced it, yearning for the same thing I had sought for centuries. People of all kin united beneath the warmth light of the new God, the only one. I gave the only one everything I had, my love, my faith, my trust. My voice became theirs, my actions followed their will, and my heart was filled with awe at their miracles. I shared their message with all peoples, guiding the chosen to ascend as gods, meant to lead and bring joy and order in the name of the Only One. As the years passed and new gods ascended, I waited patiently to be chosen, to have my efforts rewarded, to be a champion myself. But that day never came. Whoa, still not used to all these memories. It's like, bam, a whole tidal wave hitting me at once. Well, for me, it ain't the same. It's just plain unsettling being him. Some part of me gets it, sure, but that doesn't mean I wanna. I know. I'm sorry you have to go through this. I can't help but feel a little guilty. No blame on you, Spirit. If anything, it's only right we all share the weight, as much as we're able. But come now, there are still more altars to find. There we go. Hallelujah. Thou hast defeated the challenge of reason, and by the solution proved thy intelligence evergreen. The crystal of reason. Huh. Interesting. Alright, let's do this. Dang it, come on. There we go. Oh, okay. I will take that. Alright, she's getting caught up now. There we go. Alright, so... Huh. With that being said, this will be our last ad break. So 3 minutes, everybody. I will be right back after these messages. We will try to see if we can get as close as we can to the ending. And I'm thinking next stream, we finish this. So I will be right back after these messages. Alrighty, we return, and like I said, I'm going to try to get as much done as I can throughout this last bit that we got. And then I believe my next stream is when I'm just going to say, possibly the first part of it, we are going to try to end this. Second part of the stream, I'll be having something else planned. Okay, so I did get it. Nice. Round 3. The centuries flowed by like water. I witnessed civilizations rise and fall. I spoke to royalty, revolutionaries, rogues. I saw even more of a tear than I did at my mother's side. I watched the world grow in unimaginable ways. Where once I knelt in the packed earth where the only one had arrived, now I stood in a grand temple built around that very spot. I spread the message of the Only One, their powers, their promises, their love, and felt such pride as countless kin of the world also became believers. But it was not enough. Mortality wasn't a burden placed on me, but I, too, suffered its effects. The few friends I had, those not chosen by the entity, grew frail, withered, and one day they were simply gone. So many of them, voices and faces lost to time, lay to rest in the yawning vastness of my memories. For too many, I no longer even recall their names. My grief and impatience grew, and my sadness that the only one could somehow not understand how I suffered at the crushing loneliness of the world, the pain of my existence. But that day, as I saw yet another procession of champions leap into the arms of the Only One, a wave of desperation struck me. I could no longer stand by, merely watching. I leaped after them. If only I had known what my desperate decision would bring, the chaos wrought by my own fear and despair. Wow, I kind of feel sorry for Noelis. He really felt alone and wanted to be loved. I know what that feels like. Quite. I wish we knew more about what the Herald's intentions truly are. They seemed good to begin with, but now, what? I disliked not knowing what his plan truly is, but I know the pain he has inflicted on others to achieve his goals. Whatever his intentions may be, Noelis is waiting where we need to go, and I'm going to make him answer for what he's done. There. Okay, I gotta go to the top right. Oh, okay. I get it. There we go. There we go. They were surprised and despaired to see me there, in the depths of their own soul, searching for love, reaching out for the true essence, transcending words and actions. And for an instant, we were one. The infinite being had at least been reached by the eternal mortal. But the connection that formed between us led to a startling revelation. The loneliness afflicted the only one, too, crawling underneath, rooting and wanting to drain everything, to consume the consumer, searching for something they couldn't give. How can you ever give what you long for? But then pain divided us. I saw them searching for a way out, sinking into hearts that could feel love, feeding on their ambitions, amplifying their will to act in a desperate search for love. When I woke up, Espiritu Ori was no more. The golden city turned into piles of rubble, the screams of the souls, too harshly torn from a body still echoing in the putrid air of the ruins. From the remains of the Only One poured that vast loneliness, the lie that tore it all open. I watched it pour into the world with an empty ache, knowing that what plagued me would now impact all of Atir. But something else spilled from the Only One, dense, potent, reviled, and in that moment I felt the hunger of the Only One to be whole again, and knew what I had to do. We will be whole again, but this time I, Noelis, will be the one in control. I will become the new Only One, the very soul of Atir. With that power, I will do what they could not. I will no longer tolerate the pain and suffering that loneliness brings. I will tear it from the world, from the minds and hearts of all on Atir, and destroy it for good. Only then Atir will truly be free. You are so close now. I can feel a growing sense of despair within you. I can feel the strength within our soul. Come home. I'm trying, but I think Noelis might beat me there. You know what he intends, don't you? He desires to unmake me, become his own god, and destroy loneliness itself. But without loneliness, that which drives life to meaning, love, could not exist. And I did love him. His devotion gave me joy for so long, and when I found him falling into my vastness, I wanted to embrace him as he wished. But his resentment, it burned. His fear and anger stabbed. I pulled away, and he saw the worst parts of me. I panicked, and his rage shattered me. But you still consumed those he brought to you. The promises you offered were still lies. Not all lies. I loved them too. But regardless, if we do not become whole again, or if the Herald takes our power instead, loneliness and love will be made extinct from Atir. The mist will disappear, but instead the world will stagnate and slowly give up on living. I'm not going to let that happen. We'll stop him and make things different somehow. We won't be like we were before. I do not know how that could be. We are one, you and I. You will see this when we are joined once more. This is the only way. Ghost, you have to be honest with us. I understand why you would keep this a secret, but I need to know. Noelis is a strategist, and he wouldn't have kept pressuring you to join him unless he had some kind of bargaining chip, something unique he could offer. You're not just a part of the Only One. You're something they can't exist without. So when you rejoin them, what's going to happen to you? When I talked to Noelis and Talio, he told me if I reunited with the Only One, I would cease to exist. I didn't want to believe him, but the more I freed the loneliness from people, the more I've heard the Only One's voice calling me to come home. I didn't want to let you all know because I didn't want to make you lose your resolve or even be sad about me. It didn't seem right. Bath salts, you're our friend. We're not gonna just let you disappear and stuff. The kid's right. We ain't gonna just let Toast vanish, especially if it's cause we're all doing the right thing. Come on, Vinny, we gotta save him. Souls, spirits, I don't know what to do with those. I can sense souls, but I do not know how to keep them separate any more than I know how to preserve a drop of water landing in the ocean. Damn it. I didn't want to be right. I didn't want to have to recognize the same inevitability as Scott had in his eyes. All of you, think carefully. Did we expect this to be just a stroll in the park or the biggest risk each of us has ever taken? We're not here for ourselves, are we? For glory or whatnot? No. We're all here for a greater purpose, to save a tear. Wouldn't each of us be glad to give up our lives if it meant saving the people we love? Ghost is risking nothing less than we are. I'm so sorry I didn't tell you, but no matter what happens to me, I'm going to see this through. We'll save a tear together. I promise. Gotcha. Thou hast bested a test of endurance. Strength not being all, but one persists. Thou faced the danger and resisted. Well, I've gotten 2 of the crystals at least. Your hypothesis was correct. The miasma is lifting. The way to the Hollow Pyramid is open. Let's move. Oof, my head's still knotted up about watching those Noelis memories. Have you really been seeing stuff like this, stuff like that this whole time, Toast? More or less, in places where people have had a deep connection or a strong will that's lingered, they usually leave some look into their thoughts. So, like, those memories of Noelis you saw, you really see stuff like that all over the place? What are they like? They're usually about pivotal realizations or moments, but always very different from one another. And I never know whose memory it is until I view it. Fascinating. An actual view not only into past events, but colored by the recollection of the viewer. How would you say it affects you? Sometimes it's easy to forget that everyone has their own hopes and fears that are very relatable, but seeing through their own eyes. It might make it harder to fight them, but it definitely pushes me to want to save them even more. I think sometimes that's more needed. I would imagine it helps you when you've interacted with the loneliness in their souls as well. You are less a stranger to their thoughts. Whatever way it affects you, you should be glad you don't have a body to worry about, Toast. All these Noella's thoughts been giving me a heckin' headache. Toast, Ghost, if we actually beat up Noella's and you absorb his stuff and I guess become the only one again, are you gonna eat us? Mahen! What a distasteful thing to ask. I mean, we did all get picked to be champions. That's what's happened to all the ones in the past, right? Why wouldn't it happen again? Ah, I suppose Mahen has a point. There had to have been a reason why the only one continued to consume chosen ones. It is not so unreasonable to ask. I don't know what's going to happen to me at the end, but I do think there has to be a way other than just making things go back to how they were. If the worst happens, I want you to promise not to let the cycle continue. Tell everyone the truth. No more chosen ones. No more sacrifices. And if those sacrifices are the very thing responsible for keeping you alive, what then? Then I fade. But it's a chance I'll take. I'd much rather die than keep this awful pattern going. Buying a life at the expense of others is no life at all. If only Nurbalat and Morelgu had shared such a selfless outlook. But regardless, you have my promise, Ghost, and my admiration. Okay, so I think we are going to leave it at here for now, everybody, simply because I don't have the means to continue, at least in my general opinion. And in my personal opinion, I'd rather actually save this for when I can actually be fully invested and not in what I'm in state of mind right now, which is I'm hungry as fuck. So, I'm sorry to actually kind of break it off at this point, but tomorrow, I guarantee you, we will have our finale for the Lonesome Guild. And Noella's is getting what comes to him for doing all of this. But, thank you all so much for joining me and actually experiencing this with me. And I do believe, above anything, I think I know if he's actually streaming. Yes, he is. Okay. Alrighty, so above anything, as per usual, we will go over to Decus' stream. And tomorrow, I do have two things kind of planned. One of them is being the ending of this, and another is I'm going to have someone join me and actually trying out for the first time their part on actually doing Cult of the Lamb. So we will just leave it at that. And as usual, we will go ahead and raid our lovely Rue. That way he can get what he needs in order to support him. And kind of looks like he's just doing something a little different, I suppose. I don't know what he's doing, but go ahead, give him your support above anything. And I will see you all tomorrow above anything. Once again, thank you all so much. And I will see you all tomorrow for the finale of the Lonesome Guild. Bye, everyone.